Good morning, citizen. Time to get up. Today, let's take care of the particulars. We here at Star Citizen AA would love to say thank you for allowing us to connect to your helmet cam. And now for the great news. Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern is sponsoring today's lesson. And what that means is that you can fly any of their currently flyable ships in the virtual universe. So let's go downstairs and see which ship you select for today's cargo run. So you're going to choose a Freelancer. So just a couple of things about the Freelancer before you take off. First off, this is going to be the largest ship you've flown to date. The second thing is, it is a dedicated multi-role spaceship. And what that means is that it works best if you bring a friend with you. Now that doesn't mean you can't fly it solo and be successful, because you surely can. The Freelancer is great for hauling cargo, but it also packs a wallop of a punch. However, it has a big blind spot on the back. Or I should say, a big weak spot on the back, which is protected by a turret. And without AI-controlled turrets, you need a friend back there to kind of swat away the pirates that might want to try to get on your six. So there's something to know about the Freelancer. Yes, that's it. It always wants to be in space. So it's always going to be looking to jump off the landing pad. Walk up to her and she'll sit right. The cargo bay isn't huge on the Freelancer, but it does have two of them, and it's able to be a moneymaker for you early in the game. There are many versions of the Freelancer. Currently in the virtual universe, we just have the base model. But there's also a Freelancer Dur, which is an exploration version, Freelancer Max, which has about twice the cargo capacity, and the Freelancer MISC, which of course is the military version and packs a ton of missiles on it for ranged attacks. So let's follow you on this mission and see what you do today. Quantum jumping in any of the ships in the Star Citizen universe is a beautiful sight to take in. There's just something about the alien look of the Freelancer that is so beautiful when it goes into quantum jump. Yes, I said alien. Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern is a UEE-based company, but they do collaborate with the Xi'an and use much of the Xi'an technology inside of their ships. One of the ships you already flew is a design that was inspired by the vertical designs of the Xi'an ships, and of course that was the Reliant core. But this one has a lot of Xi'an technology on it, so it would be the sensors and a little bit of the look of the ship. We don't really understand the Xi'an technology here at Star Citizen AA. We'll have to wait and see what Cloud Imperium Games does to the Aopa Scout in the future when they do a rework of that particular ship. Running cargo in the Star Citizen virtual universe could be very lucrative. There are many ships that can do this, everything from an Aurora all the way up to the massive Banu Merchantman or the Hull series from Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern. Now currently in the virtual universe, there are many stations dotted all over the many moons in the Crusader system. So you can go and pick up ore, you could run missions to move packages from one place to another, and then you can bring them up to the different space stations or to the ground stations. You have one on Delamar called Levski, and that is a old mining community. You also have Grimhex, which is for the more nefarious of the citizens, and of course you also have Port Olisar. There was one other, which was called Kovalex, but something bad happened there, and it's been offline for a while. There is a mission out there for you to investigate what happened there, but that's something that we can do in the future. Well, I see that you've chosen to land on this pad, and you were requested to land on the other landing pad, but there was a ship there. And now you've gotten yourself crime status. Now, crime status is going to limit the number and types of missions that you can get. It can also be a pain or a thorn in your side should you continue to get crime status. Right now, you have one of 4 notches, Once you get up to the 4th notch, you become a public enemy and show up on everyone's radar everywhere. Now, if you want to be a criminal, which some of you will want to be nefarious, you can move on to Grimhex and just become a pirate and fly out from there. So I'm going to leave you to your cargo run and meet you back at Port Olisar. I see that you've sold your cargo and gotten yourself into the MISC Reliant Corps. Of course, that was on my suggestion, so we can go and clear your crime status. So let's get in this baby and start flying over towards Selen. Selen is our destination because the UEE Advocacy has an automated space station that orbits the moon of Selen. At that station, all the criminal records for all the citizens in this system are kept. Now, it's automated, and they do hire some mercenaries from time to time to patrol the area. But most of the time, there's not a single human being anywhere near the platform. So we're going to fly out to that space platform, land, go inside, and try to hack our criminal record. The name of the station that you're flying to is Korea. There's no air traffic control there, so just fly up to it and find a platform and land. Now be careful. Like I said, there can be mercenaries, or let's call them rent-a-cops, that could be out here that are trying to keep people from altering their records. Now, I'm not sure if it really matters, but when flying up to Korea, try not to land in one of the very well-lit landing pads. Any stealth that you could have when landing here, it would be most advantageous, especially if somebody was patrolling out and about. Now, there are some shadowed landing pads, but I suggest that you just find one and pull your weapon the minute you get off your ship and run. Run like a Dickens. With no one here today, this mission should be, well, it should be cake. Let's go with the word cake. Like always, whenever you leave your ship, make sure to close the rear door. There are now locks on all the ships, which will keep people out of your ship so they won't be stolen, or at least in theory. I showed you how to lock that ship in one of our earlier lessons. So let's go in through the door over here. And of course, you have working airlocks even though it's an automated station. We don't have to worry about 0G here. And we get inside. Now, once you go inside, depending on where you land, you want to go to the center of the space station. So that would be the front. And over here in this direction, it's almost built like Port Olisar. And this is where we want to go, this center piece. This huge computer over here is where all the records are kept. Now, we don't have a hacking mechanism in the game yet. Essentially, all you've had to do is just click on this console, and then the console will do all the work. In the future, there'll be more ways to remove crime status than just hacking a terminal, which in an essence is illegal also. So as you're hacking this, I would want to see them increase your crime status to 4 so people would know that you're doing it, just to make it more exciting and make it more thrilling, and maybe generate some FPS combat for those of you that like it. And of course, there'll also be some UEE advocacy stations dotted across UEE space where you can fly into and pay off your fines. I would hope that there would be terminals or kiosks at some of the main landing ports that would allow you to do that also. We'll have to wait and see where CIG goes with this mechanic in the future. Now, just because you've removed your criminal status doesn't mean that you're safe here. So once you get back to your ship, bolt. You never know what nefarious people could be hanging out near Korea. Each and every trip I've made up until this point has cost me a fight with a pirate. Now this time, it looks like you're fighting with the station itself. So point yourself in another direction and get out. And go find some honest work. And there's some honest work for you. Maintenance. The many communication satellites around the systems throughout the UEE are always going to be going down. We mentioned this before. They're hundreds of years old and constantly need replacements of their parts. Newer comm stations that come online are automated and have robotic droids that will repair them themselves, but these offer you a minuscule amount of credits. But they're kind of fun because there's almost always a pirate to kill along the way. Let's see what you do with this one. I see you found yourself a pirate, but don't worry, that one looks bugged. Yes, I said bugged. The virtual universe is a fun place to be in these days. But being that it's still in development, there are many bugs that, well, there are many bugs. And in this case, this wonderful constellation, which could kill you with about 3 shots, is just sitting there, letting you fire at it. So take the kill, repair the station, and have a wonderful day. So as you're flying into Port Olisar, you learned valuable lessons today. The first one is, always land on the right pad. If you're going off to one of the ArcCorp or Shubin mining facilities and you request landing and get told to land on a pad where there is a ship at this time, you can either try to maneuver yourself onto that pad and land alongside that ship, or just wait for him to land and then request again. Now if you do get crime status, you learned where Korea was, and you now know how to clear your crime status, at least for now, until a hacking mechanic is in the game, or until they put UEE advocacy stations or kiosks around where you could pay your fines. With valuable lessons learned, I bid you adieu. But before I do, I ask you this. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up button down below. There is a Patreon associated with this account. It's at Patreon, patreon.com/Batgirl. Any help that you give keeps the channel going. And please leave comments. I'd love to keep doing these videos alongside of my State of the Games, and now that school is over, my upcoming SCAA news program. But folks, the best part of playing Star Citizen is actually playing it. And I've been salty in the past about the game because I expected development to be going a little bit faster. But I want to say this, my salt is almost gone, and I've been playing it consistently except for this week because of college finals, and I am having a ball. I'm not saying it's perfect, it's far from perfect, it's buggy as hell, but the bugs don't frustrate me and make me cry anymore. They just make me go, okay, move along, let's try again. Well, that's what I got for you. I hope you like these videos. Sorry for the long-winded outro. I wanted people to know that these are something that are probably going to stay in their own playlist. Point your friends that are coming to the game to them, and hopefully over time they don't just get better. They get more informative. And before I go, I gotta say this. I originally intended these videos to be kind of a joke, be kind of stupid and rough around the edges, and they were, and they weren't that funny. But I think that there is some comedy in a few of them, and there are a lot of things that could be learned. And with that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.